I did it. We're here.
Wait. he did it again.
Imagine us being clowns.
Imagine doing a countdown.
Imagine suddenly being live on the internet with no warning. I love it.
I forgot that y'all can't see it because we used to have a thing on Discord where y'all could see what's going on stream and y'all can't. So I just went live and I forgot that y'all could see it. Anyway,
hi.
Hi, hello.
We're doing a podcast. Did you know?
We really
Welcome to Just Gaming Things.
Not this.
The show where we bring you an all-queer perspective on video games, gaming news, nerdy stuff every Saturday on twitch.tv/justgamingtings at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it comes out the next day on YouTube and your favorite podcast services. Hello, we're here, we're live, we're clowns. Imagine.
What's your name?
Clowning time.
My name's Spinblend. my name's Clown, and I'm here with 3 other clowns, and we're here.
Oh my goodness.
Doing clowning things.
On
Just Clowning Tingz are the new segment of our show.
Clown
Oh
Town.
my god. Oh my gosh.
Everywhere you look, there's a clown.
Clown. I feel uncomfortable with the energy that we created in the room today.
Anyway, here we are. My name is Spinblend. I'm here today with Jam.
Hi.
Koga.
Hello.
And Ruby.
Hi, it's me.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. What is your name? If you're watching this, what is your name? Tell us in the comments down below.
Your names.
Yeah, what's your name? Who are you?
Tell us your full legal names and social security numbers. No reason.
Not that.
Not that. We don't do that here.
Not just scamming things on this day. Not that. Not that podcast. No. No. That's not what we're doing on this day.
I have nothing to do with this.
I'd like to remove myself from this narrative.
I am uncomfortable with the energy we've created in this room today.
Well.
All right. Welcome the new co-host of the podcast, Giant Unicorn. Giant Unicorn, take it away.
Hi.
I love the unicorn. Hello, friend.
A friend, honestly.
Very good.
A true friend that we deserve.
Oh my gosh.
Should we talk about some gaming things?
Maybe we should talk about some gaming things.
Maybe we should.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Because I know you brought a story to the table that you're very eager to talk about also.
Oh my goodness.
He's like, I guess.
So Sony is
never
going
want me to start off again.
Listen, the clown energy is very strong.
All right, so Sony is going to be shutting down the PSP, Vita, and PlayStation 3 stores. The PSP and PlayStation 3 store is going to be closing on July 2nd, and the Vita store is going to be closing on August 27th. Not exactly sure why there's a gap there. So from what it is, my understanding is that you should still be able to download your games, but you're not going to be able to buy anything after those dates, which means if there's anything that's digital, well, they're going to be gone. I'm not exactly sure why they're doing this, but there is kind of like a second part of this is because the other day there was also a PlayStation emulation patent that came up. And what this is pretty much in short, without being really like word jargon about it, is that it's pretty much going to allow trophies to be used with more so emulated games. So I'm not sure with them closing these other stores, are they going to be bringing in older games or not? Like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, because those haven't been backwards compatible since like early launch PS3. And I don't know if they're going to maybe bring PlayStation 3 games over or not. But it haven't said nothing what they're going to do about that. So it's not really like anything absolute. It's just what is absolute is that those stores are going to be closing down. So if there's something you were looking at that you might want, you better buy them now. You got maybe like 4 months Sony, why?
Sony, why? That's my main thought when I saw that. It's like, I think whenever things started going digital, which was around PS3 times, when the consoles finally took that leap, and because PC has been mostly digital for a long, long time, like, who even sells physical copies of PC games anymore, right?
Right.
Nothing. You get a key. You
right?
Get a case and a key.
I kind of find that iconic, actually, but that's not what we're talking about. I'm like trying to stay on topic for this topic. We already clowned enough. No, but
We've reached our clown limit. Our daily allotted clown allowance.
Oh, so you think?
Oh,
We're gonna break
right.
the barrier, you all.
Well, according to Sony, the clowning has not ended.
Oh,
No, but I just think this gives fuel to the flames of the folks who are like, digital shops are dangerous because they can easily take things away from you. And I don't disagree with that. At the same time, it's like what else are we supposed to do as a society? Like, are we just not gonna purchase things digitally anymore? Like, that's like saying like, oh, Adobe is digital and we are buying from them at any moment they can disappear. Okay, that's like anything though. Like, I think that's kind of a silly thing to kind of be like so strong against it, because it's like, at the end of the day, as far as like preservation for games, I think it's better that they're like digital, because there's easily like backups and stuff like that can be done for them. And at least with digital copies, there's less of a thing where like people can't necessarily do the scalper thing where they get physical copies of rare games and sell them for thousands of dollars later, right? But at the same time, in situations like this, there's certain games that were exclusive either on the Vita or PSP or PS3 in ways that were only digital. And what happens to those games if no one buys them, and there's no physical version? Then what happens to those games from a history kind of standpoint? It's kind of that thing where like, you like having the options even if you never play them. You like to know that it still exists somewhere.
Right.
You know? And so it is disappointing. I hope that it's true that people can download stuff that they own, even if the store is no longer like, you can't buy stuff from it anymore. At least make it available to download at any time. Yeah, that's my main thing. I am very curious. I didn't hear about that emulator stuff, so I'm very interested in knowing if they're gonna grow their PS Now catalog.
I think that might be what they do, because the other thing is like because this is like, the idea of, like you mentioned, of like no physical media and like digital, like the reason it works so well on PC is that like Steam is your mode of like maintaining these things, and it's the only thing, and it goes from computer to computer very easily. Whereas like the whole console thing, it's just like there's this weird connection with backwards compatibility where now people are starting to, the Xbox One became big on backwards compatibility down the line, right? And now the new Xbox Series is like doubled down on that. But like PlayStation hasn't always done that, and neither has Nintendo. They're like, oh well, we have an eShop where you can rebuy this game and play it now, right? But hopefully this emulator thing is like they're investing in an emulator that will allow you to play these games on the PS5 and that kind of thing, because I don't understand like why. I get that they probably are like, oh well, we're not making enough money off of the store anymore to keep maintaining it, is probably the biggest issue, because the PS4 was so popular, so many people upgraded from the PS3 to the PS4 but like the Vita and the PSP, like that makes no sense. Like that was literally the only console that played some of those games because they made exclusives for that. So
yeah,
it's weird. I just don't know why they're doing like I get it from a monetary perspective. Like I know why they're doing it as a company, because they're not making much money. The Vita they don't sell the Vita anymore. There's not new ones coming out.
Right.
But like, keep the store. Like,
yeah.
like keep the store, let people, access it if they need. Like, you're not getting that much traffic on it. It's probably not that hard to maintain.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, I think
it's hard because like.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Do it.
sorry. Like Sony obviously like they don't have like an obligation to preserve any of this stuff, but like when you think about like even recent video game history, like these games are becoming more and more accessible, and this is just another like way that these games are going to become even more like unaccessible, even more recent games, because like PS3 wasn't like that long ago.
I mean,
it kind of was.
It kind of was.
It was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's 15 years. It doesn't feel like it, but like
it doesn't feel like that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it came out 2000.
It came out 2006 November.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, it's been a long time. Hi, hello, we're old.
That long ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like,
it's just because that console generation was so long. Like that was like
Yeah.
one of the longest console generations.
Mhm.
Like it went for a very long
8
time.
years.
So,
and PS2 was
Yeah.
super long too. Like PS2 was still going strong. As PS3 was
PS2
still
hung out.
going.
It's kept going, but like the generation start. Okay, so PlayStation 2 came out like 2000. The next generation started when the
Was
360
2000.
came out, which was 2005. The
Yeah.
PS3, PS4, and Xbox One didn't come out until like 2013. I mean, we
Yeah.
can count the Wii U if you want, but I would like to. I don't know. Probably may not want to, exclude that a little bit.
They're
But I mean, if you
doing
want to
their
be technical,
own thing.
if you want to be technical, then 2012. So it's like 7 to 8 years. It was around for like a while.
Oh, that's
compared
true.
to where the normal generation lifetime is about 5, maybe 6 years.
Yeah, like even though the consoles typically hang around and overlap with the new generation,
Yeah.
like you don't consider that to be the mainstay anymore, because the PS3 ended up just being relatively popular once they like figured out their whole pricing situation and brought it down, right? And then the 360, but like that generation of consoles literally was in people. Like I got it like when it came out and had it the entire time. Like
Yeah.
it was,
rough.
yeah, it was a long time with no new console to then the Xbox One and PS4 to like within like a year and a half to 2 years being like, okay, here's a pro model of that console. And then a few years later, we're like, okay, now we're going to like give you the next generation, which seemed to come very fast because of how long the last generation lasted.
Yeah, I think this is also interesting from the perspective of like, because like Spin said, there's games that are not that old that they remove from the store to sell like a remastered version. Like that
Right.
happened, and there's like
True.
there were like Disney games that happened to, where like the licensing ended, and they were just like, yeah, we're just not gonna renew that, so it's just gonna disappear from storefronts if you're looking for like a digital thing. And even like if we're gonna do like even like if we're gonna think about sillier things like that, like what was the name of that game on mobile that like was it Flappy Bird? What was it?
Yeah.
Happy Bird? Flap something.
Yeah, and like only there's people who sell phones that still have the app installed because the app is no longer
Yeah.
available to download anywhere. And
Is that still in my account?
well, we're about to find out if you can make some money. I'm just kidding. But like stuff like that, or PT, right, on PS4, where people who got it, they have it and they sell those, and it's not available anywhere else.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like shitty with stuff like that, because it's like, how are you gonna get that like from a
Right.
preservation standpoint? It's like where you're just not gonna have that anymore.
Yeah.
But it's interesting how things are going though, because it seems like the PS4 store is basically the same store for PS5. So at least it seems like they're keeping with the same infrastructure, which means it's going to be, if they continue to maintain this like this, it's probably going to keep going for the next generations to come. Because the thing about it was
I'm hoping.
Oh, do you have it?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Iconic.
I love that. I love that.
For people listening, Koga just flashed his phone and it has the app installed. Flappy Bird.
It's been on my account the whole time.
I love that.
Not Flappy Bird. I remember getting so frustrated with that stupid game. Like, I'm like, really? Why am I frustrated with this? I'm literally just tapping my screen to get a bird to go through like little slits in like fake pipes, but like I had to do it because everyone else was playing it. That was the reason.
Oh my god. That's iconic.
I love that for you.
Playing
it
later.
Your phone.
I mean, the thing is that it's on my account, so this is like my third phone that it's been on.
Okay. Got it. People do that though. Like they're like, let me sell you my account. I'm like,
true.
No. Like there's like, I remember when I was looking for deals for Final Fantasy VII Remake, and this is very off topic, there was like a store that sold it for like half the price, and I was like, this seems a little suspicious. And turns out they were selling for the ability for you to log in with someone else's account and download the game on your console. And I was like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I want to own my game. Thanks.
Yeah, that's a little not best. Not best.
Yeah, seems very illegal for sure. But yeah, I hope that was always been my hope. Like, emulators are not going anywhere. They've been around for the longest fucking time. So for me, I'm just like, why don't big companies just like buy the emulators from the people and like pay them to keep developing them and make them available in an official way so that we can continue playing games that we may want to, but we don't want to like either keep our old consoles, or maybe our old consoles broke or they're not working anymore or whatever, and we can just play them. And I know there's like stats that say that gamers usually say that they want backwards compatibility, but the percentage of players who actually use backwards compatibility options is pretty, there's like a big gap between that. But still, I want it. Give it to me.
I definitely use it when I can. I like playing old games sometimes.
I use it a lot. This is the thing, like when I'm like, because I get that sentiment, right? It's like, why would we waste the time in investing in a product if no one's going to use it? And that makes sense. But like, I'm also just like, but I am that percentage that uses this. So please make it. Like,
right.
If I want to be able to play Fallout New Vegas still. Right. Like, please and thank you.
And if they feel that differently, then stop going after people who just use emulators and ROMs. I mean, if you're not going to like make it available for them and you don't feel that it's not as much money as they can make, leave them alone. Because people, the thing is, a lot of people will still buy the products. But if you don't make it available, they're going right to the 7 Seas. And
just look at Nintendo. I mean, we talk about it every single week. Like, obviously, I'm not telling Sony to buy the same game to sell the same games for the same price for years upon years. But you do have a subscription service that you could utilize, and I could use it to play old games.
Yeah, and like speaking of Nintendo, I feel like this might happen at some point, but like, okay, so you know how the Game Boy Color cartridges like have a battery in them that only lasts for so long, and then after that battery runs out, you can't save your game anymore. It like erases your save.
Oh, Pokemon.
Yeah. So if I still have like my cartridges for all of the old Pokemon games, but I wouldn't be able to save them if I played them on my Game Boy Color. So yeah, I could buy them in the 3DS store, but like there's no way to get them on the Switch. you know?
And also, I don't
Yeah.
think you can anymore because I think they're closing the 3DS store too.
There we go. So like, if these games are still like valuable to you and you still want people to play them, like why, like make them available?
And people are not even asking for you to give them like trophies or anything. Like, I don't care. I know some people probably would find that fun,
No.
but I'm like, you don't have to. Like, trophies were not a thing back then.
Yeah,
We
I
don't
just-
need to add that as a feature.
Yeah.
I just want to play with my Pokemon on my little pixel graphics, and tiny little screen on my Switch, and be
Honestly,
able to save.
I don't know why they haven't done that with their like Switch, old games on their online service. Like, do Game Boy?
Because they're
Game Boy Advance. Hello.
Exactly.
yeah, it's like you're doing it with like Super Nintendo and Nintendo, like the SNES and the Nintendo Entertainment System. Like, just do it with the Game Boy. Like, it came out after those.
Right.
How
Like,
often do they update that?
Every other month, I feel they add like a
Yeah.
game or two, and a lot.
yeah,
of
and they
those are,
pull
like,
some off. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those are not really like
Yeah.
super
One or
relevant. But
You know,
some
but
of
they have
them
like
are
Link to the
good.
Past and like yeah, they have like really good games in there, and then it's a lot of the crap that was made during the time when like it was like, oh, here's a racing game to like rival, Super Mario Kart, but like it really was just
Mhm.
nothing.
Right. But they have like
Okay,
the
so I know we've
classics
been
like
talking about-
Metroid, they have Zelda, they have Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, like, we've talked about in the past kind of like the mini Nintendo consoles. What about mini Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance? I know they're already mini, but
I was
just to be
gonna
able to
But here's the
play
thing.
games.
the screens would be so tiny.
Yeah, I mean, they don't necessarily have to make it any like smaller, or like even if they do, just like a little bit smaller, but just like to have the games come
Okay,
with it.
hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Since those games use like buttons and just a D-pad, make an app that emulates it and put it on Android, because the screen doesn't have to be big, right? Most phones are
Yeah.
big enough now that the screen's probably bigger
Yeah.
than the Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance were anyways.
And
That you
just
could take
have,
up
like,
the top of
gamepad
the
on
screen.
phone.
Have the gamepad on the phone. Make a
cute.
Nintendo, pay me, run me my money.
I just had another idea too. They could
What's
sell
your idea?
like a tiny Game Boy, and on the like the part where you would have the cartridge, they have a tiny like they have like a Switch cartridge for the game, and you could just remove it from the Game Boy, put it on your Switch, and there's the app.
I love it.
Yeah.
Cute. I love it.
It's a moment.
That could be cute.
I give Nintendo my money.
Nintendo. Listen to us.
They will.
Nintendo, I'm begging to give you money. Please, just let me give you money.
Right? Like, I'm asking you to let me give you my money.
Right.
Right.
And they're like, no, we got other things we want to do that you're gonna give us money
Give
for.
us money for.
Right.
Truth.
Do we
Oh,
think
that's so
Sony is
true.
ever gonna do like a mini PS2 or PS3? Considering how the classic PS1 kind of flopped.
Probably not.
No,
Probably
they
not.
won't.
Yeah, the
But
one
it felt
kind of
it was
flopped,
their fault.
I think
That
they'll
was-
do. I think they'll do the
Ooh,
emulate.
cute.
Like they might invest in some type of emulation thing
Yeah.
and like make it an app you buy to put on your PS5.
That
But-
could be cute.
Which that could be a good moment, right? But I don't think
Yeah.
they'll make. I don't think they'll make that other thing. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have other stories though to talk about, which is fun
do.
and exciting. Maybe less depressing.
True.
Maybe so.
I know you put a little story in our doc spin.
Yes.
I did. Okay, so I did see this article that Kojima Productions is likely to announce its next game quite soon. So,
Soon, TM.
actually, soon TM. Let me actually take a look at it because I know there were mentions that it could possibly be connected to Death Stranding. Maybe so.
That sounds like a Kojima thing.
Kojima-verse, make it a thing.
Kojima-verse,
So I
not
have-
that.
He wants to. You know he wants to.
I mean, that would be kind of iconic.
But like, here's the thing: does anyone know what Death Stranding actually was?
I
No.
watched so much of Death Stranding, and I literally could not tell you a thing about it.
The game is like hours and hours and hours long, and like there was apparently a story, but to me it was just like package man simulator. It was like I walk around and carry packages back and forth.
Every time I learned something about that game, I felt like I knew less.
Exactly. I was like, I'm more confused the more you answer my questions.
Right.
Oh. The only
But I
thing
also
know
want more of it.
The only reference I have of that game is shirtless Norman Reedus taking a shower. Hello, hi. That's all.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to like put together like a compilation of my favorite Death Stranding moments because like
Oh my god.
just the fact that sometimes you just have Norman Reedus just chug a monster and he just like fully just blasts down a monster in one go.
Yeah, the game is weird. The game is very Kojima, like very Kojima.
Sometimes you're riding a motorcycle as Norman Reedus, and Norman Reedus talks about how he feels like he's on AMC's Ride, starring Norman Reedus.
Well, So what would you want to see in the next game from them? Do you want to see something just as wacky?
Yeah, I definitely like. It's like it's bordering on camp, and I want them to go full camp. Like just lean into it, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be so iconic.
Super over
I kind of want
just almost there, and then just take it there.
I kind of want him to like figure out how to get the rights to Silent Hill and make that game that was supposed to come out. Like I need that. I really like PT. The PT like was so good, and I just need that in a whole game. Please and thank you. Like that would be great. Or give me a campier version of Death Stranding. Like okay, I'll take that too.
Maybe a version that makes more sense.
Ridiculous campy sequel. I would love.
Maybe.
I don't think it will. I don't think it'll ever make sense. Like, there's no way to fix the story. It was literally just chaos.
Is that part of the charm? I ask as a non-fan.
It kind of is.
Okay.
Like, I'm not. It's kind of the charm. It's like it's really just it is his way of just like putting art and like when you see that like abstract art where you're like, I don't really get this, but I understand that it's pretty.
Right.
That's what this game was.
Or
it was basically
something.
That. Like it's something.
I could imagine a version of myself that would understand this in an alternate universe, you know?
Yeah.
In the Kojima verse, you get it.
Oh my god, yes. And Mads Mikkelsen is there for some reason.
Of course.
Guillermo del Toro is running around in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Listen.
And there are beaches apparently, and umbilical cords.
Oh my god! Don't even talk to me about that beach. I'm gonna.
It's like, oh, my own personal beach. I said yes. That sounds like something I want, but I also feel like this game is telling me I don't want a personal beach. What is this?
What's the truth?
Answer my questions, please and thank you.
Oh my god.
It's a lot.
It was great. The thing is, it was so weird that it was wonderful. And I think that was the best part about it. And I just like, the fact that every time it answered a question, I was more confused. I was like, I want to know more.
I kind of love that, to be honest. As a fan of Kingdom Hearts, is that surprising to anyone?
True.
No.
I could see how that would appeal. Honestly, should I just like do a full playthrough of Death Stranding? Because like I haven't played it. I've just like watched other people play it.
I would watch it if you did it.
Yes.
I just might.
Because you're chaotic. The game sounds very chaotic, and I think it would be a chaotic, great old time.
Maybe it would be a good match.
Maybe so.
Maybe so.
Anyway, this has been just me brainstorming my content, the podcast. Thanks for coming, everyone.
Love that. Love that.
Podcasting in this economy, who would have thought?
Listen, we may or may not be doing it. Allegedly.
Maybe so.
Koga, do you have
Maybe
any
so.
opinions, thoughts, or concerns about Death Stranding or a possible sequel to it?
I've never played it. I've seen a little bit, and it was just mostly people like walking in open area.
Yeah.
So I want to play it, so I've tried to like
Yeah.
avoid it, but I don't know. But if he makes a second one, that would be cool. I would like. This probably isn't going to happen because it's like this sparked last year and then it died down. I would like for him to collab with Junji Ito and make a game, because Junji Ito, he's a makes horror manga, and he's mentioned that he wouldn't mind working with it. I'm like, do it, please.
That would be cool. That would be cool.
But then, like, we haven't heard nothing else, so I don't know. It was never confirmed of it, something that was going to happen. It's just that we know at least one of them is interested. But if that happened, I'd buy it.
Listen,
Sounds iconic.
stranger things have happened.
True.
So,
But speaking of iconic gaming creators, Final Fantasy creator Sakaguchi said that the next game may be his last. And unfortunately, he's not talking about Final Fantasy 16. He is actually talking about a very interesting game called Fantasian, which has gathered a lot of attention because of its art style and unique gameplay. So that game is, y'all probably may have seen it because it's that game that has been going around social media where like each level or part of the game is like handmade. Like they made these like little models of like mountainous areas or little towns or whatever, and they hand created and crafted everything, and they kind of have like the fictional characters running around those worlds. And it's gonna be I think it's gonna be an Apple Arcade exclusive, which is kind of like the bummer part of it. But the cool part about it is like they have a lot of people who worked in like very iconic games throughout Square's existence, like Chrono Trigger, Kingdom Hearts, and stuff like that. And they have like a very huge, like not a huge team, but a team of huge names working on that game. And I think it's interesting, and like they have a mechanic in that game where it's gonna be like you're gonna be able to hoard encounters. Like if you don't want to do a random encounter right now, you can like save it for later, so you can just like grind a ton of encounters like at some point if you want to.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, very unique. And some people, I've seen some discussions online, and so I wanted to kind of bring that to the table because some people are not arguing, but like some people are bringing to the table that they think it's kind of sad that such an iconic creator is potentially retiring on quote unquote just a mobile game. And some people are saying that maybe this is the best way for him to retire because he's probably working with a smaller team, which is probably a team size that he's used to from, you know, Final Fantasy 1 and onwards. Like those games had way smaller teams in comparison to these days, right? So, and people are saying that potentially this could be something that is something that he's super passionate about, and it's potentially better for him to retire on this note of something that he's super passionate about rather than like a huge AAA title that he may not have a lot of control over because there's so many moving pieces to it. And apparently Nubo, which is also super popular for soundtracking a lot of iconic Final Fantasy games, Ubo Uematsu, he's also apparently reported to retire after Fantasian comes out too. So apparently this is going to be their last project. And I mean, I get it. These people are in their late 50s, early 60s. So it's like...
Yeah, you reach a point where something just is... like, you've been doing it for long enough. You kind of just... not lose the appeal of it, but like you want to go out before it fully become something that it wasn't anymore for you.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Right.
like, this is something that they started, and then now, it's become this like huge thing. And now, like, not that it's not the games that they want them to be, but like making this like smaller scale game is probably a way to get back to those roots and say, like, here is my like final passion project before I kind of move on to like the next chapter of my life, kind of thing. Which I think that's a huge deal. And like people in this whole like it's just a mobile game. I said mobile gaming has become like huge. Like I don't understand why people want to like act like it's not a big deal. Like mobile gaming makes tons of money because it's very easy for you to pick up and go and do things as you wish. Unlike most games where you have to sit in front of the TV or sit at the computer for like hours to get through something substantial, which is nice and we all love that. But I also like the ability to say, oh, I'm on the train headed into work. I can play this game for the 15-minute ride and then drop it, pick it up later while I'm on my lunch break for an hour.
Right.
That's why Genshin has been so popular, right? You can play it whenever you want.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, like, I really feel like we're getting to the end of the era when like people can like try to act like mobile gaming is like lesser than, because like literally 2 of the biggest games of last year were mobile games. Like that and Among Us. Yeah.
Genshin Impact. They just released Final Fantasy VIII remastered on mobile too recently. Yeah. So like,
oh wow.
Yeah, I mean mobile, like a lot of phones are stronger than a lot of like older handhelds and stuff like that. And at this point, you can like play AAA titles on it with like even with xCloud and stuff like that. And phones these days can run games really, really well, better than some computers and some like laptops. Yeah. So like saying just mobile is very like, okay, are we still doing that?
Well, that's the thing. I say it's the way that everyone used to like crap on, console gaming, right? It was like, oh, if you're playing on a console, you're not playing video games because it's not a PC, right? And even though some people still do that, it's now the idea of playing on console is not as, it's because it's an easily accessible way of playing higher end games, right? Because it's $500 one time as opposed to, $1,200 to get a computer that can play all of the games that you want. And mobile gaming is that next avenue because everyone has a phone and phones can be cheap and still do all the things you need it to do. And so, and with xCloud and Stadia becoming, as they become bigger, potentially, playing on your phone is going to be something people are like, oh yeah, I can definitely do this because I can play whatever I want on my phone because it's not on my phone. It's streaming from a computer somewhere else.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Another reason why that Nintendo Game Boy app would be great. Come on, Nintendo.
Also that, Nintendo, please.
We said what we said.
Honestly, that would be iconic.
I think people's biggest fear probably with mobile gaming is that becomes the norm, because there's a lot of monetization on that because they're free to play, and I guess people don't want it to go that way. But I mean, I'm fine with it. Yeah, in a way.
But like, I said console. Yeah, a lot of console games and
are also free to play.
Yeah, like Fortnite's free to play on console, and some people.
People do. It's just fun.
I say people play the game a lot.
Yeah, people play it, but people like to trash on it too. Like, it's a game for kids or something. And I don't play it, but I mean, the fact that they managed to get all these characters into this one game is kind of like, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, Apex.
Apex is also free to play, and you pay to get skins and. Yeah, like they figured out that formula and they can do it, and they do it on PC and console too. And so I don't think that the idea of like this over monetization of, games on mobile, like, yes, there's ads. And the thing is, there's a bunch of like really crappy games on mobile.
Yeah. That
everyone likes to, but like, we're not talking about those games, right? We're talking about like bigger developers making a game that's on your phone that like gives you a full game experience while not just trying to sell you ads the whole time.
Well, I mean, like, there's a bunch of shitty games on Steam too.
Right. I was gonna
Exactly.
say, like, if you go through Steam and you go through the free to play portion, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of shitty ones on there.
There's
Right.
there's shitty games that people have paid for.
Right.
It's just a negative stigma that mobile games have had over the years, and this has
Yeah.
changed for like other games. But you know how something starts that way, then people keep thinking that it's like that for like years, even when it's not anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the thing as well too is like people don't often pay attention to the paid mobile games because again they have that thing of like, oh, I'm not gonna pay for a game on my phone, when in reality some of the best mobile games are games that were paid for and games that eventually got ported onto Steam and consoles and stuff like that, but they started as a mobile project that did really well. And also there's a huge audience on mobile. Why do you think Epic is like having this battle with Apple? Because they're like, there's a huge audience and I don't want to give you as much money as I'm giving you. It's like there's a huge audience on mobile and you're missing out if you're not like putting your games on there. And I think this game is going to be good, like Fantasian, because again it's going to be a paid subscription. It's going to be on Apple Arcade. And people, I think, may be able to pay for it separately if they don't want to subscribe to the whole thing. But my only gripe with it is like is exclusive to Apple. That's my own thing. It's like I want to play this game, but I don't have an Apple device. So maybe one day we'll be ported, right?
Yeah, hopefully not. I'm on Android.
We cry on Android users.
Cry on
Cry as
Android.
Android users. Tears.
Well.
Yeah.
Maybe it's what we deserve.
I'll play it for you.
That's not what I deserve.
I'm just like constantly messaging Jam like, hey Jam, let me know how it is.
Right?
Hey, have you started it yet? How far in are you? Tell me all about it.
Well.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Anyway.
Something else happened, huh?
Something else sure did happen. The 2021 BAFTA Awards happened recently.
Oh,
And there's a bunch of game categories. Oh my god. Wow.
I missed it entirely, to be honest with you. I was like, I'm not gonna watch it. It's fine. Because it's like, listen, it's March, towards the end of April. I don't want to celebrate shit from last year. Let's leave 2020 and 2020. We're trying to move on. There's already games coming out this year that are doing amazing. And
Exactly.
it's like, I just think it's just so late to do an award for it last year, in my opinion. I'm like, can we just move on?
It kind of is that.
Yeah, I'm like, I get it, you know, The Last of Us, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Hades. I remember the games that were great.
I didn't even know.
Well, at least they gave time for like some of the games that like got nominated for those for like the other award shows that happen at the end of the year, the Game Awards, like that.
Right.
Like, oh, this game's up for an award and it came out 2 days ago. It's like, wait, what?
Right.
That's true. That's true.
And
So
then it's
maybe
like,
January.
Yeah,
No
I think
one's
January. I think January would have been a better time
Yeah.
frame though. Like it's April, basically.
Yeah.
But I was excited to see like Sackboy winning some awards because like that came out kind of like right at like the launch of PS5 and
Yeah.
and I don't know if it was nominated for any game awards, but it was good to see it. Just see my little Sackboy just doing stuff, winning awards, being iconic.
Yeah.
I was also read a bit about Animal Crossing won a couple awards, but I read a bit about the Game Beyond Entertainment Award that Animal Crossing won, and I was just like, wow, that was like everything I was saying about New Horizons last year. Because like, this is the game that literally got us through like the first months of quarantine.
Right. They were like the
and
game was very
loved it.
flawed, but we need to give it a shout out.
They're just like, yeah, this is like bigger than gaming. which I thought was like cool to recognize Animal Crossing for that. So I wanted to kind of talk to all y'all and see like what ones you were like, oh, this I'm glad that this game won this award, or ooh, that game won, ooh. So if you want to start us off, GM.
I would say the one, like, I think the award for music, I think, like, Miles Morales, that game has very good music.
A great soundtrack.
Very good soundtrack, and like very well done, and it just fit the aesthetic and the personality of the characters in the game, which I loved. And so like it was just so well done. And so that was one I'm probably like one of the happiest about. And then like I love Animal Crossing, so like Animal Crossing winning multiplayer, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
As I go dance on my friends' islands and like steal all their fish. Shout out to Smalsy. Hit them with an axe. Run through their flowers. You know, the usual.
Love that.
Right.
That's just friendship.
Friendship is visiting your friend and then just whacking each other with the nets because you can. It's the only way of you interacting with each other physically like that.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. What about you, Koga?
I was gonna say Spider-Man. I guess let me see. I mean, it's good to see Hades win a few. I still haven't played that yet because, you know, as always, drowning in games. The rest of these, I haven't played none of these either. I see that Doom didn't win anything, so
Aw. Well.
Valid.
Disapproving look from Koga if you're listening.
Valid.
Yeah. I think it's interesting they have like an award for like game design. They have an award for like evolving game, because like for Sea of Thieves, which I think is really interesting, like the games that went on a journey, if you will, right? And they've been,
like Sea of Thieves like became a very good game like after its original release, and they listened to what people had to say, which is like giving credit for the game for becoming more of what people wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And actually listening is pretty interesting.
Yeah, and I like that it seems like the awards there wasn't like a sweep, right? Like that thing of like, oh, The Last of Us Part 2 won everything. Like they won some things, but it seems like just by scrolling
like
through
everything.
You see Kentucky Route Zero, you see Hades, Animal Crossing, Spider-Man, Sea of Thieves. Like you just see like a variety of games, which is nice to see, because it feels more like a celebration of games rather than just like, you know, only
and
propping up this one
games.
Yeah, and like propping up this one company for, and y'all at this point know our feelings about The Last of Us Part 2. But it could, like, honestly, it could be about anything. Like, I would be kind of disappointed if, like, Hades won, like, half of the awards, right? Not because they don't deserve it, but it just feels like, okay, can we, like, is that the only game you've played? And I think it's interesting, and I feel like a lot of people don't know this, that for the Game Awards, people don't have to play all of the games. So you just nominate the ones and you vote for the ones that you want. However, the people who, like the Academy, if you will, for the BAFTAs, they're actually required to play all the games that are nominated and have an opinion on those games. And so that probably, I don't listen. That probably...
No, what you're going to say is right.
That probably explains why there's a variety of winners in like a variety of nominations even for these awards, because people actually played other games and they actually have more references. And this is not to say that like it's unfair, because it's like, I understand like for the Game Awards, a lot of the Academy, if you will, is like journalists, and they're probably like, they play all of these games. They probably only play the bigger titles because that's what they have time to make reviews for and all that. And I understand. But also it's like, it's kind of like, any other award. Like, you expect them to have watched everything, and you can tell when that's not the case when, like, the same, for example, for music, if the same person wins all the awards, you're like, okay, you've only heard their album, you didn't listen to anyone else, right? And so, like, with games, it's like, it makes perfect sense that they actually have to play all the games, and it makes for, in my opinion, a more interesting award show, because it gives more people and more teams and more devs an opportunity to get awarded for their work. So that's all.
Agreed. You said what you said, and you were correct. And that's that on that. Okay.
Yes. I love that. Before we wrap up, though, any things that we've been playing? Just pretty quickly. We can do a spin and then up the ladder. If
we'll go reverse order.
So the thing is, I have been playing Final Fantasy 14 again, but I may or may not have made a purchase. I did, in fact, get myself a new laptop, so that when I'm like, okay, listen, I'm gonna play this card. Sometimes I can't sit in a chair, so I want to be able to play 14 in bed.
Okay, yes.
And sometimes I also want to be able to stream in bed.
Okay, yes. But also sometimes, you know what? This is not the time. This is not the time to argue with you. Yes, sure. Yes, Spin. Okay,
This is not the moment, I guess. We won't do it right now. Not here in live.
Besides 14, what are you up to? How are you done with all the things? How far along are you?
Not quite yet. I'm really close to the end of Shadowbringers. I also did get back into Fall Guys.
Yes.
Because we played, me and Ruby and also Ruin and Ed got to play Fall Guys last Saturday on stream, and that was so fun.
Yes.
I again soon, because we were clowns. We thought that season 4 was coming out, but it super did not come out on that day.
I am pretty sure they had a delay on it. I am pretty sure there was a delay, because we planned that stream far in advance.
We specifically planned.
Yeah. I am pretty sure there was a delay, and because we planned for the week of release, and it did not happen at all.
Sure didn't, but it was so fun, and I definitely want to be Fall Girlies with y'all again soon.
I completely forgot about Fall Guys, because that was a thing.
That sure was. But yeah, I've been on my streams, TM, which you can find at twitch.tv/benblend.
Yes.
I've been playing Final Fantasy 13, which has been super fun. Last time, I got lost for like 8 years trying to find this baby chocobo, and I was just like,
not this.
Save point, and I'm just like, oh no. Oh my god. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Ruby, what have you been up to?
Love that. I took a break for a week, and a strange turn of events happened. I may or may not have logged into Fortnite. And so what had happened was...
She sure did.
So what happened was... I was playing actual season 4 of Fall Guys with our friend Smallzy on his stream. And then after a bit, of course, it gets a little repetitive. So he was like, let's play something else. And so Lara Croft is currently a part of their season pass, about their battle pass. So we were like, maybe we dive into Fortnite. And we kind of did it, like, as a joke. We were kind of like, we'll play probably a couple of matches and it's going to be rotted and we're going to leave. We played for, like, hours.
You loved it.
And we had so much fun. And have I played it ever since? No. But I had fun with my friends, and that's at the end of the day like the most important thing about gaming. It's like you just having fun with your friends. Or just fun in general. It doesn't have to be with your friends. But we had so much fun, and we ended up winning, by the way, as a trio. Me, Smallsy, and Ruin Crown. Hello, hi. We won a match. The last match of the day, we won. And I'm very proud of that. Yeah, I haven't logged it ever since.
Y'all with the boat killed me.
Oh God, that clip is hilarious.
Yeah, for some reason, for people who need the context, for some reason, every time Ruin Crown would get on a boat, the boat would just glitch so much, and it would like fly all over the place and do the most like chaotic view that you could ever witness, and we were dying over it because it was so funny. But we couldn't help it every time. And we're terrible drivers. All of us ran into everything, each other, trees, you name it. Yeah, but it was so much fun. That's basically like the one thing that I haven't really, that's like different from everything else that I've played. But on streaming news, I'm returning tomorrow off of the time of recording, so Sunday. And I actually have like a couple exciting things to do. So I'm actually going to be diving into, I have early access to the Arcade Spirits new Challenger demo, like the sequel to Arcade Spirits, which is a very LGBTQIA plus inclusive game. I have early access to the demo for that. And I actually scored a code for Balan Wonderworld. So I'm also going to dive into that on PS4. So that's going to be fun. Can't wait for that. You can find that at Project Ruby on Twitch, on Twitter, projectruby.eu for all of the info that you need. And that's that on that. What about you, Koga? What have you been up to?
Well, I have been playing, of course, Dokkan. They're still having the Sand Day celebration. Why you laugh?
Oh, you know, nothing.
Who?
It's fine.
Right.
Koga feeling judged right now.
Mm-hmm.
He said it. He was like, of course. And I was like, I just agreed.
Right. Anyway, so the celebration is still going on. I did summon one more time, and I did pull the new Broly unit, who's really good. They might as well have called this the Broly celebration, because that's pretty much what it is. The first LR version of him that came out like 2017 got an EZA. In short, that's pretty much where they take an old unit and you go through an event and they make him really good. And now he's like the hardest hitting thing in the entire game again. And I went through that, so that went pretty well. Then I tried playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot again. I can't do it. I like Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball, obviously, but the game is not that fun for me personally. And one of the fetch quests made me want to uninstall real fast because it's RNG. And I spent 45 minutes trying to get some kind of golden meat.
Oh.
I can't do it.
Well,
I think it was a side quest, but of course you want to do the side quest. You want to level up. But I'm like, you had to like go and find like the antler. It's a golden antler or whatever, and you have to like you have to hit him to get the meat. The thing is, one, the golden one has to show up. Second, you could hit him, get the meat, and it's not what you need. So you have to leave the world, come back, and fly to where he is. I don't know who thought of that, but I hope this person stubs their toe tonight. And there's a special place in hell for you when you get there.
Wow. Well, damn.
That was terrible.
Tell us how you really feel.
Like RNG trying to do a fetch for like 45 minutes to an hour. No, please don't do that. Anyone out there, do not do that. That's not fun.
That sounds very painful.
Like fetch quests in 14 where I'm just like, I do hope you stub your toe.
Right.
It was so bad. But on a happier note, I still have been playing Sound Voltex. I streamed it like twice this week, Tuesday and actually last night. I'm still on 5, so I'm getting closer to 6, and then just going up to whatever I hit a ceiling. I think the highest level may be 17, 18, but I don't know. I've seen those difficulties, and there's a lot happening there. So I'll get close and then probably die, and then all right, I'm going to play these other ones. But then I want to get like a controller for the game, because like an actual controller where there's the buttons and the knob that you're supposed to turn. Probably going to have to go back a few difficulties, but it's hard to get one of those controllers. One, they cost money. You're talking like at least $200, $100 for shipping, and you're going to be waiting a while because it's from Japan.
Wow. Oh. Well.
Yeah.
Well.
So,
boy.
But I do enjoy playing it. Like I have still like not really like most of the songs I play are like just great. So it's a lot of fun to go through a rhythm game and enjoy all the music and play it. And it is so great to not have to worry about DMCA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what I've been doing. How about you, Jam?
I have been playing Hitman. I've been playing Prey. And then that's pretty much it. That's all I've been playing. It's been fun. You know, living my life, having some fun, doing some science.
Love that.
Oh, you know. That's about it.
Lab.
Oh yeah, I'm just like going to do some science today. Yes.
I love
science.
But no, that's about it. You know, and you can find me mostly over here on the Twitter, tweeting, liking tweets, quote tweeting. You know, doing that at jam_5899. One day I'll get myself back on Twitch on my channel streaming again. I keep saying I'm gonna do it, and then I get home and I'm tired and I go to bed.
Listen, one of these days it's gonna be true. It's fine.
I'm gonna try and do it like during the day when the sun's out. But like now that winter is over, like seasonal depression is no longer so much of a thing for me. So I might actually get back into it.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Cuphead as usual, losing as usual. We have good fun.
Yeah, we absolutely do. And we cannot wait for you to return to our screens on twitch.tv.
Yeah, twitch.tv /jam_5899. You know, we might do our hair. We might talk about science. We might play Cuphead.
Listen.
We might paint our nails. We'll just do it.
All of the above. Give it
all
to
the
me
above.
Yes. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes.
But yes.
Fun. I don't think Koga had an opportunity to promote. I think we...
Yes, promote yourself,
Promote
Koga.
yourself.
Well, you can find me. You can find me here on Twitter, and this isn't Twitter. You can find me here on Twitch and Twitter. Koga_jangles. Yeah, I'll put something here and there and retweet and then like quite a few things. Here. Like I'll probably still be streaming Sound Voltex. I'm just enjoying going through that, and it's a lot easier for me to play that when I get off work dealing with these people and just listening to music than other things right now. So I am not turning into a rhythm streamer that I'm aware of.
You say that. You say that.
Look, you know how many these other games that's coming out? Like I have to get ready for Resident Evil Village.
Oh, I can't wait for that game to come out. I cannot wait for that game to come out.
I cannot wait. I want to play it.
I'm
I
ready
still need
for
to
it.
play through like the DLC for 7. Because I actually never did End of Zoe. Because at the time I was playing it, I had a VR headset on PlayStation. Now it was like, okay, are you going to bring that over to PC? No VR on PC. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to have to just play it the old-fashioned way on my screen.
Imagine that.
Unforgivable.
Imagine a game on your screen. Who would have thought?
Oh, wow.
I want it in my face, not on my screen. Wow.
Well, we could
Don't
say
mind
that
me.
about a lot of things these days, but we're not because it's a gaming podcast. Hello, hi. Speaking of streaming and all that fun stuff, actually, on our YouTube channel, Just Gaming Tingz, we recently uploaded an unboxing video, didn't we, Spin?
We did. I unboxed and went through the art book for the physical edition of Hades.
Yes.
I ignored that I hit myself in the glasses with that just now. But yeah, Hades, it's here.
We love to see it. We love to see
And
it.
we're
Here's the
playing
Hades,
it.
the BAFTA winner. A BAFTA winner.
Anyway, here's the Hades. And yeah, what are we doing?
We may or
Like
may
this
not
Thursday.
be streaming on Thursday, me and Spin, Hades. And this time around, you're not just going to see one person playing the game. This time around, I also own Hades on PC. So we're going to be going back and forth, and we're going to showcase different runs. So it's that old school style of like playing with a friend and like, oh, you're going to play. I'll give you the controller when I die kind of thing. So each of us are
Exactly.
going to like
It's
go
very
back and
that
forth between like
This-
our runs, and it's going to be chaotic. But I also
This is going to be iconic. I'm ready for it.
I think it's gonna be fun. So on
It's
Thursday,
gonna be a mess. I'm so excited.
we're gonna do that. It should be super fun. Time zones, I don't know them. Daylight saving It's happening for me on this day, and I have no idea what's going on. So Spin, what time is it gonna be?
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 11 a.m. Eastern.
Eastern, yes. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We're gonna tweet about it on our Twitter. So just Gaming Tingz
We
with a
sure
Z.
will.
You know, look that up on your favorite podcast platforms. We're gonna be on there. On YouTube, you also have to look us up because we don't have a custom URL yet. So please subscribe to
getting
the
there.
channel
We're doing it.
Subscribe.
so we can do it. And we're also like newly affiliated on Twitch. So, you know, if you want to support us monetarily, you can do that on our Twitch channel, and we would really appreciate it. Yes, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, listening, all of the
Thanks,
above.
everybody.
We'll be back next week. And of course on Thursday for this Hades special stram. But bye y'all. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.